So at the age of 20, I did a TEDx talk, but I had applied multiple times to do a TEDx talk before I got that opportunity. So I'm going to read to you my first ever attempt at applying to do a TEDx talk at the age of 16. I never got a reply to this, but I find it funny to read through and it shows how far I've come. But this is really cringy, it's like really over the top. My first time applying was at the age of 16, second time at age 17, third time at age 19, and that's when I got accepted. It says, "Good afternoon, the rest of the TEDx Youth Organisation team. I'm emailing to express an interest in your TEDx youth event in March 2020 that was detailed on the TED website." That comma's in the wrong place, because there shouldn't be a gap there. "I was wondering if you were recruiting any new speakers, as I'd be very interested in such opportunities. My name is Romy. I am a 16-year-old girl, and I am very passionate about public speaking, creative writing, and using my experiences to help others. I'd be highly interested in presenting a talk on Tourette syndrome inclusion, as this is a highly misunderstood and stigmatized neurological condition that desperately needs more positive attention. I believe is that everyone is sent to Earth for a purpose, and through my experiences I can conclude that my intuition is telling me I was put here on Earth to promote acceptance, raise awareness, and empower others to share their experiences with Tourette syndrome and related neurodiversities." I'm going to stop that right there. It sounds very new agey and a little over the top. Tourette syndrome has a strong genetic predisposition. That means that if I were to conceive children in the future, I'm not. That means that if I they would have approximately 50% chance of inheriting this complex condition. As part of the Tourette syndrome community, I strive to create so much acceptance that they will be able to grow up live in a world where they are given the support and compassion that they need to be able to embrace their uniqueness. Why do I keep putting spaces before commas, rather than being ridiculed or ostracized for having a disability that is completely out of their control? We need to align ourselves with our life's purpose and use our journeys to help others so that we can create a better society for the next generations to thrive in. That's very true, but it sounds a little bit over the top. This opportunity would be a massive step for the Tourette's community to promote acceptance, understanding, and empathy towards those who have differences, and I aim to empower more people to speak for themselves. Many of my school friends have informed me that they could imagine me being a public speaker, as I was voted most inspirational student at my Year 11's Leavers Assembly and achieved a distinction in my English speaking GCSE. It sounds like I'm bragging at this point, but it's just because I was like trying to get them to pick me to do a talk. "I'm dedicating my life to chasing my calling and assisting the Tourette community in creating a more inclusive society. So far, I have delivered awareness sessions on Tourette syndrome at my local Girl Guides. I ran the Invisible Disability Diversity Day workshop at my secondary school, and I've been regularly uploading videos on my YouTube channel, sharing my experiences and providing information and support to help others with Tourette syndrome, tic disorders, and related conditions. Tourette syndrome is a neurological condition that affects up to 1 in 100 people worldwide. It causes involuntary movements and vocalizations called tics, as well as other symptoms such as sensory issues, rage attacks, and obsessive-compulsive tendencies. The media mainly stereotypes Tourette's as a swearing condition. However, this symptom only affects between 10 to 15% of people with this condition, and the medical terminology for this phenomenon is called coprolalia. Full stops! Put some full stops in, please! But just because it isn't the most common symptom of this condition doesn't mean that it doesn't need recognition. Finally, there's a full stop. Where was I with this? Here we go. Society needs to understand that although certain tics may seem amusing, they can lead to many physical, emotional, and social implications and can cause some people to become quite withdrawn and isolated. This is why I do what I do, to create inclusion, promote acceptance, and empower Tourettic individuals so that nobody feels alienated or alone, as I aim to be the person I needed as a kid." I'm going to interrupt that right there and say, they must be really bored of reading this by now, I feel like, because this email was so long, because I was trying to convince them to let me do a TEDx talk, but it's just so long. And I'm sharing my story and message so that nobody will have to go through the turmoil that I went through at such a young age due to lack of understanding from society. I hope to hear back from you soon. I'm incredibly grateful that you have taken the time to read this email. Thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. That was a bit much, but yeah, that was my first attempt at trying to write an email to a TEDx youth team, see if I could do a TEDx talk. Again, as I said, there was no reply to that. I sent one in at age 17 to a different TEDx place, no reply from them either. But thankfully at the age of 19 I got accepted and was able to do a TEDx talk at age 20.